listening to metal on vinyl really sucks. At least if you don't set up your turntable correctly. In this video, I'll show you how you do that. Let's go! Vinyl has been busy on its comeback since a couple of years now, and a lot of bands are releasing their catalog on vinyl records. But where streaming and CDs were very easy to use, vinyl is a little bit more particular, or can sound very good or very bad with a couple of changes in parameters. And for some people, listening to vinyl has become a statement, and I'm sure that a lot of you perfectly know how to use vinyl, how to listen to vinyl, but if you don't set up your turntable correctly, the results can be disastrous, either for your sound or for your beloved vinyl. In this video, I want to show you how I set up my turntable for the best sound possible, and I hope you learn something from it so you can take advantage for your personal use as well. So let's go to my living room and I will show you how you do that. So this is my turntable. This is a direct drive turntable. I will show you how I set it up, and I will start from scratch. So I will start with placing the head shell with the cartridge on the turntable. In this case, it is a VM760 SLC and with a special protection lid, so I can close the lid to protect the stylus while I'm setting it up. If you have a cartridge like a VM95 or an Ortofon 2M Red or an Ortofon OM5, then you should remove the protection, because that would add some extra weight and it would not be beneficial when you're setting up the tone arm balance. You should correctly set up your tone arm for the perfect vertical tracking force, or VTF. That is actually the weight that is being put on the stylus when it's tracing the grooves. Too much weight will damage your cantilever or your vinyl, and not enough weight will have as an effect that your stylus will bounce around and will not have the correct tracking force or not the correct playing results. You should always check the manufacturer's suggested virtual tracking force. In this case, in the case of this cartridge, is 2 grams, so that means I have to set this counterweight up at 2 grams. So once I've set the head shell on the tone arm, I will screw on the counterweight. Once we've done that, we can release the tone arm, and we have to find a balance to make sure that the tone arm is floating horizontally parallel with the surface of the deck and the platter. It's too much. There. That more. Almost correct. Once we found the correct balance, once we found the balance, we put the inner ring of the counterweight at 0 to reset it, and then we give it a counterclockwise turn towards 2 grams to make sure we have 2 gram tracking force. The other important part is, of course, the anti-skating. The anti-skating is a counter-centripetic force that will make sure that the stylus stays perfectly in the middle of the groove to have a perfect channel balance. If you have a very good hearing, you can set it up by hearing to balance the sound between left and right. Or a normal rule of thumb, if your cartridge has a tracking force of 2 grams, you could set your anti-skating at 2 grams as well, in the case of this turntable. So that is set at 2 grams. What I also suggest is getting a digital tone arm tracking force gauge. This is a digital gauge that I can use to measure the tracking force. So I can measure it like this. And this is at 2.03 grams, which is perfect. You can even set it a bit more if you want, but this is a very good starting point, and then you can add some weight if you until the maximum of 2.2 in this instance if you want to have a different sound. This is the initial basic setup of this turntable, or if a turntable with a cartridge that is already mounted on a head shell. If you have a turntable that has a fixed tone arm with a cartridge already mounted on that tone arm, like you can find in certain brands like Riga or Project, that is fine as well. Same process, but you don't have to screw the head shell on the tone arm. If you want to check whether the cartridge is aligned perfectly or not, we can use a cartridge alignment protractor. This is a kind of mirror with 2 points on it, point A and point B. For that you have to put it on your platter, and you can set your stylus. First you put it on point A, and then you look whether the cartridge is parallel with the lines of the grid. Here you put it on point B, and you do the same. And if your cartridge is also parallel with point B with the grid, then you have set up your turntable correctly and you will have the perfect tracking angle for your cartridge. If you're interested, I also make another video on how to maintain your setup, on how to maintain your vinyls and your cartridge. If you want to see that content, leave a comment in the comment section below and I will make a video of that one as well. So I'm just touching the base here, but I can also show you in more detail how to set up your cartridge or how to install your cartridge on your tone arm or on your head shell. If you want to see that content, please tell me in the comment section. That was all for me this week. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section below. If you like the content that I'm creating and if you want to help me grow the channel, please subscribe and click the bell button to be notified whenever I upload a new video, which will be every single week. This was Sven and you've been watching the Metal Foundry. Thank you, bye bye.